What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. In the last episode, our sagas here on Victory Road continued as we battled yet more trainers, kept getting turned around, kept getting lost, and yeah, again, this Victory Road, it's so overwhelming to me. As somebody who has only beaten Pokemon Black and White 2 a handful of times, I always forget how to navigate this place, and it has not gone amazingly well this time around, but we're nearly done, and I mostly have my bearings. I think we have 3 trainers left to fight, this being the first of those. I switched Johanna to the front of the party because, despite the fact that this is a black belt, he actually has both Bug-type Pokemon, Pinsir and Heracross, so I'm just going to get him as much experience as possible. Then we're going to actually go back into the earlier cave, and we're going to end up on the opposite side of that strength boulder that we were unable to push, and there is going to be a trainer over there as well. So I'm going to use another Heat Wave here. Hopefully these are enough, because I don't think their special defenses are too stupidly impressive to survive those, so there we go. That's what I like to see. Not bad. All right, that's going to help me out a lot. Now, as for the other trainer that we're going to have left to fight, I think he'll be fine. I think Johanna will be fine to do this one. Let's get that max elixir there. And now we're just going to keep making our way back down. Okay, this is the way into the other side of that cave right here. And as we head in, yep, there you can see we got ourselves the Pokemon Ranger. It also doesn't help that Black 2 and White 2 are like slightly shaped differently in terms of the way that their victory road. It's cool. It's really novel that you give players like slightly different experiences across these versions. I mean, I would say Black and White 2 plays around with version differences the most of any game. But man, it can also make things really confusing when you've played both, I gotta say. Really mixes things up. All right, we got an Electabuzz first. He's gonna use Thunderbolt, which it's like, that's not too much to worry about. It's the next Pokemon I'm a lot more scared of in this particular case. Why are you suddenly faster? Why are you suddenly faster? I don't like that at all. Well, get out of here, Electabuzz, and then I am going to be swapping off of Johanna for this next Pokemon, because I really do not want him going up against a Probopass. That is just suicide. Let's switch on over to... Let's actually go to Jack. Yeah. I know this thing has amazing physical defenses, but it's going to still have a quad weakness, and I don't think it's going to be pulling out any ridiculously strong ground moves. I mean, it can have Earthquake, but it's also not like a great physical attacker, so great attacker in general. So let's see how much Drain Punch does. Ooh, the only reason it survived was sturdy. Okay, that is what I like to see. And Thunder Wave. Okay, interesting. Do I push through it or do I heal? Is that a trick question? Of course I heal, because I would rather deal with whatever it throws out at me next than, well, and then try to beat it. There we go. Oh, and then it uses Discharge. Well, this might cause problems if it paralyzes again. It didn't, thank goodness. All right, get out of here. Good job, Jack. I don't think this is going to be quite enough to push him to level 55, but it might be close. We will see. And the answer to that is no. So close. So unbelievably close. All right, we're going to get a Cherry Berry, which, you know, makes sense given he was using paralysis moves. All right, now we can push this. And again, oh, nope, that's the wrong one. I don't think there was anything for the dowsing machine to pick up over here, so we're good. So now this entire area is accessible. I do believe we have gotten every single item now in Victory Road. We've only got one trainer left to fight, and they are going to be the one that stops us before we make it to the Pokemon League. This trainer is... Well, actually, there's 2, now that I think. Yeah, there's actually 2. Never mind. I thought there was only 1. There are actually 2 trainers left. Well, that's, you know, it's a good thing I cut then. Up this way we go. I'm going to make sure everybody's all topped off before we get into this. Because, yeah, I believe we're going to fight you, but then we're going to go up the steps a little higher, and then we're going to fight one more. So, hold on a second while I move some things around, get some healing going. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have... You know what? I'm just going to run with what I have, because I don't really have a better option than my Volcarona at the moment. The ideal starting Pokemon for this fight would be Flygon, but he is in my PC at the moment. All right, Veteran Portia. Gonna start off with a Zebstrika. That's right, Electric-type Pokemon. I don't have any ground moves on my team at the moment, so I'm just gonna have to brute force it. Let me hit you with a Heat Wave as it uses Discharge. Picking on Johanna's good special defenses here. Come on, breakthrough. There you go. Good job, good job. All right, not bad. That's gonna be a lot of damage. Very, very good. Can I hit you with a Giga Drain as well? I'm going to just try to tank this for a minute, especially because I'm going to be swapping off of Johanna as soon as this Pokemon goes down anyway. So we'll be fine. I'm going to keep Johanna at the front of my party as well. There we go. Okay, and I'm assuming the next Pokemon is probably going to be Starmie. So, yep. Oh, no, Sock, actually. I saw the S and I instantly got excited. No, it's Sock. All right, on to Challenger we go. And then he's probably going to be spamming Endure like he always does. Ay, ay, ay. Or I guess she commanding him to spam Endure, I guess. I don't know. Nope, it's doing something else. And that is Bulk Up. Okay, actually probably a good move in this circumstance. Maybe. Well, I don't know. It still can't attack first, so we're still going to get 2 hits off before it is able to do anything. And wow, even with that, we still basically took it to the brink. I mean, I guess it did help it survive 1 hit, but yeesh. All right, Strength. So down you go. And then on to the last one, which, like I said, is going to be Starmie. And I think for Starmie, I will send out my... let's actually send out Kamina, because Kamina is lower level than Zoroark. I almost went with Zoroark, but yeah, Kamina could use the experience just slightly more. So here we go. Especially because she's not going to really get anything to do in the next fight. But Zoroark may. Probably. We'll see. One-shot that Starmie. As fast as Starmie is, nothing is faster than my Jolteon at the moment, and there we go. Okay, looking good, looking good. Now, before I proceed, let me top off real fast. I think I'm just going to use the full restore in this situation. I've got so many. There's not really a reason not to. Because like I said, there is one more trainer waiting for us up at the top of the steps. And that is another veteran by the name of Sterling. And he is also going to have 3 Pokemon. And he's also going to have a throw because, of course, they got to have these parallels everywhere every single time they have these Pokemon. Which I always think is so silly. Like, that is probably the one thing that, like, Pokemon Black and White 1 and 2 almost do to a fault, is they really, really, really love hammering home the version different Pokemon. Being like, oh man, you found a Whimsicott, well now you gotta find a Lilligant. Oh man, you found a Sock, now you gotta find a Throw. Oh man, like they just love doing that. Carablast, you gotta frickin' find a Shelmet. Just like over and over again, they just continuously spam this idea at you. And it's like, I get it, guys. I understand, but it's like you don't really need to be pushing everything that hard. It's all right. Okay. Throw is next. Probably going to be surviving this fly, but that's okay. I think we should be able to knock it out with the strength after the fact. I mean, assuming we don't do, especially with that bulk up, we actually might have to do 2 flies if that's the case. I don't know. We will see. Especially if these... Okay, it didn't miss. Good. And that was... Wow, yeah, I definitely need to use another fly here. Holy crap, are you all just going to keep using bulk up over and over? Making me want to switch to Lucario and just use Psychic already, but I know the second I do that, you're going to throw out some fighting move that's going to absolutely rip me in half. So there we go. Okay. Still got rid of you. And the last Pokemon that this veteran is going to be throwing at us is Golurk. Okay, I think I am going to have Zoroark take this one on. I know it's a ground-type Pokemon, but I think we should be able to handle it no problem. Now, I'm just going to remind myself very briefly of Golurk's stats, and okay, I guess it really doesn't matter what I use in which direction. Night Slash is just a stronger move at the moment, so we'll use that. But I don't think we're going to one-shot this thing unless it crits. Nope, it didn't. Earthquake! Okay, yeah, this is going to hurt. Hurt a fair bit. A lot. But I think we should be fine. Let's Snarl. And down you go. Beautiful. It's going to be a lot of experience for Zoe. All the way up almost to level 56. And that is the last of the trainers in this area. So, let's proceed forward. And actually, I am going to make sure that everybody is... Because I think we're going to want to heal up here. I could be wrong, but I'm going to be just 100% playing it safe here. Because you never know what you might come across at the end of Victory Road. So I'm going to do that. Oh, no, I don't need to heal. Everyone else is topped off. And I'm also going to swap the Lucky Egg on over to Kamina. And then I'm going to put Kamina at the front of the party. Can't imagine why I'm doing this, right? Well, you will see. Wait up! I'll battle with you before you take on the Pokemon League. The more Pokemon battles you have, the stronger you get, right? Well, thank you, Hugh. I really appreciate you. And that's right, we're going to get one more battle against our rival Hugh, doing us a solid. Honestly, he's such a bro. Like, I know he's a little bit of an edgelord, but I do appreciate him for just how chill he's been the entire time in regards to literally anything not Team Plasma related. So he's going to start off with his Unfezant. Now, this Unfezant is actually packing both a Super Luck and a Scope Lens. So if it hits with critical hits, and it will do that often, it's really going to mess you up. But Kamina's going to take this thing out, no problem. It had Facade, Aerial Ace, U-Turn, and Swagger, but we were able to deal with it with no issue. On to Bouffalant with Sap Sipper as its ability, which really doesn't do it a lot of good in this situation. It's got Head Charge, Wild Charge, Mega Horn, and Earthquake. Now that Earthquake is gonna hurt a lot if it hits Jack, but I'm going to really hope that my Aura Sphere can just one-shot this thing. I have no idea. We will find out. Let's give it a shot. It is pretty much the only thing I can use on this Bouffalant that is going to be taking it out, but oh, it's too strong. All right, Jack, hang in there. It is non-stab. Ah, okay. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. I think Hugh might use a potion here. It didn't. Okay. No potion. This is also the only Pokemon that Hugh has that is not holding an item, by the way, because the other two absolutely are. All right. I'm sure he's going to throw out his Fire type after this because I have my Steel type out. Wants to learn the move Close Combat. Okay. Very strong move. Base power of 120. Really, really strong. I just don't want to get rid of Drain Punch. I know it's a little bit of a strange situation. Close Combat is so good. Well, I really don't want to get rid of Drain Punch, but it's such a good last resort move. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? I know. I can always learn. I know we learned it from a move tutor and whatnot, but Close Combat's just so good. Plus, we're getting towards the end of the game, so it's not really a huge deal. Anyways, yeah, he is going to throw out Simisear at me next. This will be a perfect time for Tomoe to shine. Ability is Gluttony. It's holding a Charcoal, which powers up its fire moves. It's got Rock Slide, Crunch, Brick Break, and Flamethrower. A whole lot of stuff that would have really sucked against any other Pokemon except for Tomoe, who is going to be able to handle this thing with no issues whatsoever. I'm sure this Flamethrower will still do an okay amount of damage, but I ain't too worried about it. And down it goes. And all right, that only leaves one Pokemon left, and what Pokemon is it going to be but other than his signature Pokemon? That's right, it's Superior, and this thing is the highest level one at level 57. I'm actually going to go with Challenger for this one, just because Challenger is the lowest level member of my team. It's got the ability Overgrow, a hold item that is a Miracle Seed. It's got Giga Drain, Leaf Blade, Dragon Tail, and Coil. Let's hit it off with a Fly. I was banking on the fact that it was not going to use Coil right off the bat, so we should be good. Now, if it starts to use Coil, that might cause me some issues. Let's see. Restores a little. Yep, it's using Coil. Okay, this could get interesting here. It is now 100% accurate with Dragon Tail, too, thanks to that accuracy increase. So let's see how much we did out of that. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. And the leftovers is going to keep Challenger topped up. So I think if we can hit it with one more Fly, we should be good. Here's another Leaf Blade, and with Coil, it's going to do a fair bit more damage. Luckily, it didn't crit. Come on, Challenger. Break through. I believe in you. And Leaf Blade, tried to use it, didn't use Coil, so we should be able to knock this thing out. And that is our final battle against Hugh. There we go. Whew, you're really something. May, thanks to you, I accomplished what I set out to do during my journey. I wish I could have shown you my little sister's huge smile. This is my thanks. And we get ourselves TM24 Thunderbolt, which, let's be honest, it's just an objectively great move. I think you're really amazing, so become the champion. Get the proof that you're a trainer your Pokemon can be proud of. See ya. Very weird that of all the things he gives us, it's just a random TM that has nothing to do with any of his Pokemon, but I mean, I ain't complaining. I'll take it. And look at that. After all of that, we are technically back at the same Victory Road entrance as in the first game. It all led to that eventually. It was just a different path to get there. But all right. Welcome to the Pokemon League, everybody. Obviously, we're nearing the end of this episode, so we're not going to be taking it on today. But this is probably a good time for me to square everything away in preparation for the next episode. We're going to do the same thing that I normally do in these challenges against the Elite Four, where what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 battles in the first episode, and then we're going to take on the last Elite Four member and the champion in the second episode. So bear with me here. But first things first, I need to decide on a team. Now, if you remember who the Elite Four members were in the first game, spoiler alert, nothing's changed. It's still the same 4 Elite Four members. In fact, there's only one thing that's really changed, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Here's my deal, okay? There's not really a specific Pokemon, a specific trainer, a specific Elite Four member that all of these ones are really great against. If you remember last time, it was a Ghost type, a Dark type, Fighting type, and a Psychic type. So Zoroark's going to obviously be great for the Psychic type. Jack's going to be great for the Dark types. For the Fighting types, I am obviously going to want to have anything that's going to do Psychic damage. Johanna's probably going to be the best option for that, but I can also use Challenger in that situation. And then for Ghost types, I mean, again, I have Zoroark. I have Shadow Ball on Kamina that I'm going to be getting back as soon as we get rid of Flash and whatnot. I've got options here, okay? All of these Pokemon that we currently have with us are going to be great for this fight. But then we get into the last fight, and this is where things are going to get a little bit tricky. Now, I have to make a decision on which Pokemon I'm going to be leaving behind, and honestly, it was not an easy decision. I was flip-flopping all over the place throughout the playthrough, but I can't leave behind Tomoe because Tomoe is my gal. She's the one I started the entire game with. Why would I do that? Kamina, who is not particularly suited for any one trainer, is going to have moments to shine throughout this entire thing, and I just can't leave her behind. She's just going to be too good for this. Jack, Johanna, Zoroark, they're all going to be type specialists against many of the Elite Four. I can't leave them behind. And technically Challenger is well, but there's nothing that Challenger can do that Johanna cannot do just as well, if not better. And then there's, of course, my Flygon, which is really, really good. But it also doesn't really have too much to specialize in either. The problem is that my Flygon has quite a bit more variety in its moves, and I'm going to move that leftovers over to Zoroark right now because Challenger just doesn't have a lot to actually use in this entire situation. There's just it's unfortunately just kind of the one that's obsolete out of everything else. So I'm going to swap Farina out for Challenger. I'm sorry, buddy, but you got to be the one to sit this out. You've done well, very well, but if I'm going to be as tactical as I need to be, it only makes sense for me to run with these 6 right here. But of course, we're not done yet. I do need to maneuver some moves around. So I'm going to head off to the Pokemon World Tournament here really quickly, which actually I just put my Flying-type Pokemon away, and I need my Flying-type Pokemon for this. So excuse me. I mean, I guess I should have kept... We'll call that move a symbolic move. Sorry. Challenger, I need you back out. Sorry, I don't underappreciate you, but I actually don't need Farina at the moment because I am happy with Farina's current moves. Now, what I need to do is I need to delete a few moves off of my team members, and I need to move some things around. So let's do that really quickly. And actually, since we have Challenger with us, this is a perfect time to get rid of Cut. So I'm going to do that. We're also going to do a little bit of move relearning here in a second, so might as well just take care of all of these things at once. But I am going to do... I'm actually going to make a couple of interesting moves here that I don't know if people are expecting. I really do need to keep Surf, honestly. Like, it's just a move that's a little bit too important, but I said I was going to replace it with Scald, and honestly now, I'm tempted not to. I'm tempted not to, but... Well, here's my thing. I'm also going to get rid of Surf. I know this sounds crazy, but just bear with me. We're going to teach Scald to Tomoe, but I'm also going to get another move while we're here. So hang tight with for just a second. Now, let's go on over here, and the reason I didn't get rid of Flash is because I don't actually need to. We're going to go back to Challenger, and we are going to remember... We look through all of his moves. We are going to remember Crush Claw. So let's do that really quickly. Use that heart scale. Perfect. Okay, now, TMs, all right? Hugh just gave me a very, very valuable TM, and as nice as Discharge has been up to this point, Thunderbolt is even better. So I'm going to get rid of Discharge, not Flash, not yet. We're going to get rid of Flash for Shadow Ball, so hang tight while I do all of this. But let's keep going through these really quickly. So, Flamethrower, yada yada. Okay, hold on. What else do I got in here? Shadow Claw can probably say the same. Okay, Scald. There we go. Let's teach Scald to Tomoe here really fast. Perfect. And then, where is Shadow Ball? Is it up here further? There it is. Okay, let's teach this one to my Jolteon really fast. Please and thank you. I need to do this. Awesome. And now I got one more move left to get, but I'm also going to see about one other thing here. So, like, let me look at my blue shards super fast. How many of these do I have at this point? I've still got 7. I got to be honest. I'm so tempted to just go back and try and get at least 3 more of these, but I'm going to have to rely on dust clouds to do so. It's pretty much the only other way of doing it. Here, I'm going to go to this guy real fast. We're going to do this first. Tomoe is capable of learning Hydro Cannon, and we're going to teach that to Tomoe. Instead of Surf, I'm going to go with Scald as my basic move because I would like to be able to increase the chance of getting burns, but Hydro Cannon is going to be my fail-safe, big beast of a water move that has a base power of 150. I think that is more than strong enough and will take care of everything that I could possibly want out of Surf, but Scald should be more than enough to get the job done in most circumstances. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly to Reversal Mountain. Well, I guess I specifically am going to fly to Lentimas Town, and I'm going to see if I can't use basically the rest of my max repels to track down a few of these blue shards. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'm going to try. Well, it wasn't easy. I probably got 5 of every other shard to every 1 blue shard I was able to find, but eventually I was able to track it down and get myself my 10th blue shard, and now I can finally teach the Holy Grail move to my Zoroark. Let's grab Dark Pulse and teach it to you. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness we're going to get rid of Snarl once and for all. It's also way more accurate, may also make the target flinch, and with that speed increase, it is going to be so nice to have this thing. And now, because I have this, man, I'm so tempted. I think I'm actually going to go back to the Move Relearner. Should I go back to the Move Relearner? Actually, I don't know. Should I? And go get Nasty Plot, because that is so unbelievably tempting. You know, I think I'm going to do exactly that. Let's do it, because I have a feeling that Zoroark is going to absolutely clean house with that in mind. So let's just hit the Pokemon World Tournament really quickly. We're going to get rid of Night Slash. I can always get it back if I need to, but it's just going to be too good of a move to pass up at this point. And then I think we can call this an episode. Just wanted to make sure my entire team was squared away before I did anything else. And then we can just end the episode, and then the next episode we can challenge the Elite Four. So let's get that back. It's all the way at the very bottom. Okay, let's do it. Goodbye, Night Slash. Okay, now all 3 of his different special moves are going to be absolutely incredible as soon as we're able to get that off. So let's fly on back to the Elite Four. Pokemon League, I should say, is more specifically. And then, then we can send this episode off. So I'm going to go put Challenger back. I know. He needs to go take a little bit of a back seat for a while. And then we're going to let Farina sort of take over from here. Okay, everybody is here. I've got Johanna in the front, and that'll make sense here in a minute. Now, the last thing I want to do is I want to square away what items I'm going to be giving everybody. Let me go through and just make sure I have everything sorted by type again so that I can go through these main held items here. So, really quickly, go all the way down, and we're going to want... Or actually, sorry, they're at the top, aren't they? Yeah, they're at the top. Okay, so all the moves that are going to be most useful to my team. We got a bunch of just, standard stat boosting ones, but those aren't the ones I'm interested in. We got the Expert Belt here, which I am actually going to end up giving that to Johanna. Okay, there's the first one. Flame Orb, yeah, Floatstone Flying, yeah, I'm not really interested in any of the gems, but then we got a Leftovers here. Now, I think this belongs best on my most beefy Pokemon, and that's going to be Tomoe. But then, as we continue to make our way down, we got the Magnet, which would make sense on Kamina, and that's actually a very high possibility. We got the Mystic Water as well, Power Bands, a bunch of power things. The Quick Claw, that could be useful as well. We got a Razor Claw, but I've also got like the Scope Lens, which I think I'd rather use that. But then we got the Rocky Helmet. The Rocky Helmet is probably going to be good on, I would say, Jack. honestly, for that one. Scope Lens, however, though, I'm going to go all in and give that one to Kamina. Then we have our Silk Scarfs. Okay, Silver Powder. I think I skipped past the Bright Powder somewhere. I know that's in here somewhere. So let me go with that really quickly. Where did I put that? I guess it would be at the top, wouldn't it? Didn't know I went right over that. My bad. There you are. I've actually got 2 of those. I am going to end up giving those to... I guess we'll go with Farina for that one. And then last but certainly not least is my my Zoroark. But, you know, honestly, I would want to give him the black glasses, but I don't actually have access to that at the moment. So, gosh, I don't really have much of a choice here, do I? I'm probably going to end up having to go with, like, the Razor Claw or something along those lines. You know what? I think we're going to do exactly that. Let's go the Razor Claw. So we got 2 different critical hit ratio things on here, but I think they're going to still do us a lot of good. And that should pretty much cover it. I'm not at the point where I'm going to be worrying about trying to power level anybody anymore. The Lucky Egg is not going to do me any good from here. Now it is just all about winning this fight with my Pokemon at level 55. Most of the Pokemon we're going to be going up against in this Elite Four challenge are from levels 56 to 59, okay? So just be aware of that. But I'm going to call it here, guys. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much. And I will see you all in the next one.